Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I decided to film today because I have a very exciting pickup that you may be able to tell from the title and the thumbnail. As of today, I'm starting school again in 2 days and I'm heading into my last year of high school. I thought that with the kind of study patterns and study techniques that I was doing, that I should grab an iPad. I found myself printing out a lot of things because I really like handwriting. It became a bit of a hassle to organize, but it was really helpful and beneficial for me to be able to do all of that writing out under exam conditions. So I thought having everything digital and still keeping that handwritten feeling would be a lot more beneficial and convenient for me when it comes to my study. And this is something that I can also bring with me into university, as well as my creative processes with YouTube and whatnot. I bought this myself. It is the a16 iPad with 128 gigabytes. Wi-Fi only, no cellular, and this is the USB Apple Pencil. So I wanted to film this for you guys today, just to unbox it and show you guys how I plan on using this and how I'm setting it up. So cool. My first little iPad. We got our charging brick and our cable. The cable is USB-C and it also has this really nice insulation thing around it, which is cool. It's made out of like a fiber rather than the usual like silicone, so I guess it's less prone to breaking, which is good. Whoa, it's all set up. Wow, that's so cool. Ooh. Okay, so I've just finished setting up the basics of my iPad. I really like the design for a base model. It's just really slick and clean looking, and I think for students who are just looking for something to write on and organize their notes digitally and just make their study a bit more digital and convenient. Even though this is the cheapest option, I think that there's so much that you can still get out of it. You don't really need to go into those higher end models unless you are someone who is, you know, in need of a really strong iPad, whether that be for video editing, photo editing, or more professional stuff. But as a student, I think this gets everything done. Even the basic Apple Pencil and the basic iPad, I think this is a great kit to really make studying a bit more accessible and productive as well. For me, I'm just planning to use this to do past papers, to organize my class notes, organize my exam notes. Just the ability for me to be able to take this anywhere with me. I don't need to lug all my books and my photos, which I used to do, especially when I was printing out a lot of practice papers and worksheets for me to complete for my own study. Sorry, my camera just turned off. even in some cases, for example, when I'm on the train, I have a 1 hour commute, and it is hard for me, especially if I'm standing and I don't have a seat, to pull out all my books, pull out my laptop and all of that. But here, everything is like, everything is online here, everything is all centralized in the one place, and I can easily pull this out on the train even while I'm standing and just do my notes like that. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what I can get out of it in my final year of high school. I hope it doesn't take too long or too much effort to adapt my study routines to be online. But yes, I do highly recommend getting something like this if you are also finding yourself in the same position as me. But otherwise, I'm going to spend a bit actually organizing my iPad, getting all the apps that I need, and then yeah, once I've done that, I will do a little iPad tour. So I will see you then. Okay, so I've just finished setting some stuff up on my iPad. I have downloaded a bunch of the apps that I need, and I've tried messing around with some little things, so I'm going to show you what's on my iPad and what I plan to do with each of the apps that I have. Alright, so this is my lock screen. It's a little photo that I took at the park outside, I think Shiba Park or something like that, outside of Tokyo Tower. I use this nice little blue because I've been really obsessed with this blue after buying some blue bottle stuff in Japan. Here's my home screen. I just have one page of everything that I need. I've tried to keep it very simple. I have my reminders on the top left using the reminders app and the reminders widget, so you can see all the stuff that I've written here. Most of it for now is my YouTube stuff, so you can see all the different vlogs that I need to edit and plan and post. I then have a little calendar to see what day it is and what days are to come, a widget for my emails, a widget for the weather, a widget for my battery, and also a widget for ChatGPT. Sometimes you need AI on the go, especially when it comes to studying and just answering some basic questions, so I like to have ChatGPT ready to go when I need it. And I have a few little folders. In here is my Google Suite, so I have Google Classroom, Google Drive, Gmail and Google Docs, just to sort out all of my schoolwork and all of my class documents and so on. In here is all my Notion stuff. So I have my Notion calendar, but here's my Notion page. I haven't really shown it before, but I'm just going to show you a very quick little skim through of what I have in my Notion. This is my dashboard. As you can see, it starts off with some quick links on some places that I can go to, like my mail, my Google Drive, my YouTube, as well as all of my pages within this Notion. This is my calendar schedule. It's pretty empty now since I haven't been using it, but if we look back to when I was in my exams, this is what it looked like, and you can see it's pretty packed, but it also kept me accountable and on track with my study. I then have some more to-do lists for each day for the week. I then have a navigation hub of accessing my subjects or the videos that I'm filming. So that's in my dashboard. My personal page I haven't really touched, I just made it recently, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to put in there. Here's my school hub. I hope to use this a bit more in terms of classwork and stuff like that. I've only really used it for time management, but not so much as an actual hub of doing my work. So I have some important things here that I need to do. I've made individual pages for my different subjects that I do, as you can see here. If I open, for instance, business studies, I had basically a little hub here within that subject of first the units that I need to study and how well I've studied them. So as you can see here, this is in progress. I can change it to done or review required or not started. On the side here, I have the topics that I was supposed to fill out as little mini topic notes. So for example, on the nature of business, if I open this one here, you can see that I have each of the topics, definitions, as well as tables and keynotes. So this is the type of stuff that I really wanted to used Notion for, and I hope to use it more like this now that I have my iPad. I use this a lot for math. If I open this here, again, you can see each of the units, whether or not I've done them or I need to review them, and I even have review dates. I use this table a lot where I am sorting out the past papers that I do and then the questions that I get wrong on them. So I have the link to the past paper, the name of the past paper, my score, as well as any questions or concepts that I need to revise. And then I also have at the end of most of my subjects a little exam mark database on how well I'm doing, the topics that are being assessed that you can see here, my grade and my rank. Opening YouTube here, this is the thing that I use Notion for the most. I have pretty much all my vlogs, what I plan to film, what I am working on, and what has been finished. And then I have some video ideas. As you can see, I've sorted them out so far. I have my iPad vlogs ready to go, study vlogs, Japan vlogs. I've worked on Japan vlogs the most. As you can see, I start off with some notes on how I want my videos to look like, and then I start breaking it down into the titles of my videos, what I'd be doing in each of the videos, perhaps even maybe how I'm structuring the videos in terms of time. And I even have little mini itineraries of when I was on my trip. So you can see how I've pretty much used this to sort out all of my different videos. So yeah, that's my Notion page. I want to use this a lot more this year, and hopefully this will keep me a bit more accountable, productive, and organized. These 4 apps here, I have Procreate. I want to use Procreate a lot more when it comes to content creation. So what I have in mind in using Procreate is 1, thumbnails, and 2, overlays. So for example, I've been using this dry ink pen and then a white color, and I have a transparent background here, and so I might do a little sticker like, for example, write the word out, yummy, and then I can export this and then I can overlay it onto my video, and that way I have a bit more customized stickers and overlays for my videos. I also wanted to get into digital art, which was something I've always been looking at for many years now, and now that I have an iPad and an Apple Pencil, I think just trying things out and teaching myself how to do digital art on here would be pretty cool as well. And then I have Canva, so I can work on my thumbnails on the go. This project here is where I put all of my Japan related thumbnails in. So you can see the pack with me, 72 hours in Japan. I'm trying a few different designs, as you can see here. So yeah, having it on my iPad, I want to be able to work on my thumbnails on the go, as well as any other projects that I may have, posters, graphics. Just having that all accessible on here would make my life a lot easier. I then have Spotify, obviously, for music. I'm contemplating whether or not to make a little study playlist or my own playlist to share with you guys. I know I've been talking about it for a while, but if you honestly want that, please let me know in the comments down below. And lastly, I paid for this note-taking app called Goodnotes, which is a very popular note-taking app when it comes to the iPad. I've only made one thing so far just to experiment, and so I plan to do all of my classwork and my notes and everything all on here or on Notion. But yeah, instead of bringing like 7 different books, it's all on the one tablet. If I open it up here, you've got the cover page, and then I've set it up to be grid paper just so I can kind of like scrapbook in a way when it comes to making my class notes. Well, you can see here, you can just scribble, write, do whatever you need to do. You've got a pen setting, and you can set up the different colors, the different thicknesses, and then you have highlights as well. I've set up a 3-color highlight system, as I always do. Yellow is for any definitions that I make or key concepts. Green is for just anything that I need to highlight or just make stand out. And pink is for very key ideas that I need to know, or things that I might forget. You also have a scribble to erase thing with your Apple Pencil, so if I scribble over like this, it'll erase everything for me, which is pretty cool. You also get little tapes that you can put. So I have like a blue tape here, and if you hold, it can become a line. You can pop in images, so if I've downloaded any diagrams or stuff like that, I can easily pop those into my notes. It basically has digitalized my entire note-taking process. This is so helpful, and I'm really excited to see what I come up with. And over the next few weeks or months, you'll be able to see how I've kind of blended into a digital study routine. And yeah, that's basically what's on my iPad. So I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. If you are considering getting an iPad, for the reasons that I've said in the beginning, definitely consider getting an iPad. This again is the iPad
a16. I also need to buy a case and a screen protector for this, but this model is the iPad a16 11-inch. It has 128 gigabytes and it's just the Wi-Fi model. This cost me 525 AUD, and the Apple Pencil I got on a discounted price at $120 AUD. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all are doing well with your studies or whatever you guys are getting up to. Please let me know how you're all doing in the comments below, and I'll do my best to reply to them. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. So take care, bye bye.